All right, looks like we are all in. Right, thank you everyone. I would like to extend a special welcome to those who spent their time and came to support their fellow students, fellow siblings, brothers, sisters, mothers who are with us today, who came to support the participants. Can you give a hand for them? All right, we have had our two set court sessions which ran concurrently with courtroom 1 and courtroom 2, having a very robust engagement. I had the opportunity to witness 1 or 2 moments, and I must say that, wow, all the preparation that came into this, as far as the master classes and all that, and the dedication of the participants was indeed evident. So for now, we're going to get another important address from Advocate from Section 27. So I had already introduced her before, but for those who are joining us live or only connecting with us now, I'll just give you a brief bio or a description of the work she does. She is one of the people who are leading in this industry. As a person, and together with the institute which she represents, that is the SERI. SERI is a public interest law-based center which deals mostly with social economic rights. Section 27. I'm sorry about that. So it's a public interest law institution which deals mostly with Section 27 related matters, and our speaker today has been with Section 27 from 2010 up until now. She also practiced with a law firm, Weber Windsor, from 2006 up to 2010 in their special division of public interest law. So she really has a robust knowledge and experience in this particular industry, and she'll be giving us an address shortly. You may put your hands together as you help me welcome her.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks to CALS and SLS for inviting me to be part of this inaugural Moot Court. I think it's very special, and I think it's long overdue. So thanks to CALS for doing this and for providing an opportunity for showcasing public interest law and the possibilities that it has to a new generation of lawyers. And as I've just been asked to give a few reflections in closing. And I thought as I came in today and I was walking into this building with Lucy, that there is something very deep and meaningful about being in this place. Constitutional Hill has such a history. We walk in and out of jail cells where political prisoners were held, and who fought for the freedom that we enjoy today. And our job very much as public interest lawyers, human rights lawyers, movement lawyers, is to hold the line and ensure that we don't regress on human rights issues and that we progress as a society. And there are many exciting opportunities in our profession and outside of our profession to do that. Today I think is as much about history as it is about the future, but it's also about hope and the possibilities of our society. And I always love interacting with young people. I remember when I was in a moot court at law school as well, and it's a very special experience because it gives you a little sense of what it is to be in the practice of human rights law. and to stand up on your feet and argue. That's amazing. You all did really fantastic work today. It's hard. It's nerve-wracking. So if you are nervous today, everyone is nervous when they stand up to speak. And what you must do every time is to prepare. Your job as lawyers is to be as prepared as possible, because this profession is a powerful profession. It is a privileged profession. When you walk out of your schools with your law degree, that is power. And you have to choose what you do with that power. And I would suggest that you use that power for good. And this moot court competition really shines a light on the opportunity to practice public interest law. These are, Section 27, CALS, SERI, as has been mentioned, are all organizations that, for the most part, developed after democracy. And so there's an opportunity for us to play a role in the development of our democracy, and play a part in the vision of the Constitution and the vision that we have for our society. And for young people who come into this profession have this amazing opportunity as well to go to this court here, as well as to act in the Maj Court. Magistrates' court work is really important. It's about individual rights on matters that sometimes are of life and death, are of liberty or freedom. So as much as we are in these hallowed halls of the Constitutional Court in this precinct, there is lots of work to be done to ensure that the rights of individuals in the criminal justice system are protected and defended, and that we check the abuse of power by state actors as well as private actors. And I think it's important. CALS is doing a lot of work holding private actors to account. When we think about power and accountability, we often think about the state. We often think about the wielding of power by ministers, by making laws and policies. But at the same time, there's a reserve of power in the private sector that requires scrutiny. And so as you go off doing the public interest work, think about where power is being wielded, and make sure that you're doing something to check that power and protect people who are vulnerable, and as much as you can. I think in our everyday lives as well, you kind of, once you're a lawyer, that's it. You can't undo it. So in all of your interactions, think about justice. It runs in your veins. Once you're in a position and having experienced this moot court, you will understand what justice is, and you will keep thinking about it and thinking about what is the good that I can do, and what is the difference that I can make. And public interest lawyering is about that. It's about that deep sense of how do we make the change that we want to see in the world? How do we participate in the transformation of our society? Sometimes you see us in the news when we're doing big cases, like the National School Nutrition Program case, where children were literally going hungry, and we had to go to court as public interest organizations, and there were several of us to go to court and make sure that the state was meeting its obligations to feed children who are otherwise going hungry. And there's so much work to be done. So you will see these kinds of flashes of interesting things to be done. But for the most part, it's the hard slog of understanding how is the housing system working or not working for people. What are the systemic issues in those systems? And how can we begin to address those issues? And thinking about how to partner not only with other organizations in the sector, but with the private sector as well. And working with government, I think, is really critical, because our job is not to tear down state institutions, it's to build up and shore up those state institutions so that they work. They're intended to work for people, and they're intended to protect people's lives. And our job is not to criticize all the time, but to make sure that they have the ability to do the work that they're meant to be doing, they have the finances to do the work they're meant to be doing, and they have the legal frameworks. So sometimes we do have to intervene where institutions don't have the teeth that they need to actually make a difference in the lives of ordinary people. So for us, thinking about healthcare and basic education and housing and water and environment and gender justice, these are things that have to occupy us all the time. And as Stuart said this morning, it's also about creativity and finding new ways all the time, finding new ways to use our limited resources, because we are limited in what we can do, to make that big impact in people's lives. So I hope that today you've had an experience that shapes you. I remember very clearly my Moot experience. It was fun and nerve-wracking, but it has stayed with me. And you really understand the power that you have and what you can do with that power. So I hope you go on and do good things and make the difference in real people's lives in the real world. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that address. My takeaway is that as public law institutions, public interest law institutions, it is our duty to protect the people and to keep the state and its activities in check. But we are not here to always criticize all the time or to destroy state institutions. But our role is actually to make sure that they have a legal framework, which is what we're about today. Even as we join forces with CALS and other public law interest institutions to train future lawyers who are also going to carry that legacy going forward. So just a brief story that I will share just briefly. So when we initially conceptualized this Moot Court competition, it was meant to be, we had an Olympic in mind. It was supposed to gather up all the public interest law institutions, organizations. So when COVID happened, we thought, we'd failed because we had only managed to reach out to CALS, and CALS has been exciting. It's been great working with them. But then I realized when we were sending me just a thought that came that, no, these people whom we have as judges and who will be speaking in our midst, they're actually from SERI and Section 27. So we actually did not fail. So it's been actually an amazing competition. And for that, I would like us to just give a hand to those who were involved in it. And as you do so, I would like to call upon Usisiwe from CALS to help me announce the teams that will be proceeding to the finals. Give a hand, thank you.
Thank you, Prosper, and thank you really to the judges for great time with looking after our up-and-coming public interest lawyers. So just before we announce the finalists, I know everyone's nerves are all over the place. So tomorrow we'll be having the finals. For those that are watching online, please do join us again tomorrow. The live streaming will start at 9:30. And then we will again have a program in the beginning. And after the program in the beginning, we'll then have arguments again from applicant and respondent. And then we'll have an award ceremony and then conclude the winners as well of the first ever public law Moot Court competition. All right. So, without further ado, the venue. Okay. So, Prosper wants me to announce a special surprise that we have for everyone first. The hearing for the Moot Court tomorrow will happen at the Constitutional Courts.
Maybe I should just briefly repeat that as well. She said that the hearing tomorrow will be happening at the Constitutional Court.
Yes, that's some exciting news because We had told the participants that we struggled to get that venue, which we had struggled. But finally that happened, so that's going to be amazing. That's going to be a great way to end the proceedings. So we're really excited about that. And then the top 2 teams that will be going to the finalists are the University of Johannesburg and drum rolls, please. Rhodes University. Please, you will still be with us tomorrow, so don't fret too much about it. There's still more going on with this competition, and you did really well. As the judges really did a test, you guys did really well. On that note, can we welcome Cleo to do the closing address for us, please? Thank you.
Sure. Good. Is this the morning? Okay, in case anybody missed it, we are at the Constitutional Court tomorrow. I think I'm more excited than anybody else. I would swear that I'm the one that's going to be presenting. Like, whoo! Okay, guys. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone for adhering to the COVID safety regulations. An event in my book is deemed to be successful when COVID regulations have been adhered to. And I'm very happy to say I haven't had to remind anyone to, well, I even had to carry a whip. So everyone that knows me knows that I don't have, in my DNA, like really, I can't keep anything short, but I'm gonna try before crossfire kills me. So thank you everyone, to the participants. SLS as well as CALS for this amazing initiative. It's been a great morning. And well done to all the participants, the ones that participated today and the ones that are going through to the final tomorrow. You guys are all amazing. The ones that in the room that I was sitting in, you guys were marveled to watch. And I know that I speak for all of us in that regard. And thank you. And a very big thank you to our justices. Justice Rujeje, sure. Did you not grow these poor people? Like bacon. And I didn't get an opportunity to come and see Justice Wilson, but I'm pretty sure that it was amazing in there. And thank you very much. And I did not come empty-handed, so you can call me Mama Santa Claus. So these are our justices, and ma'am, ladies first. May I begin with you? Oh gosh. Let me keep the distance because you know.
It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Thank you for the experience.
Thank you so much. It is such a Thanks, Justice Wilson, please. And I just want to speak to putting justices up. I feel like I should be going to them. Thank you so very much. And to everybody else, it's been an amazing day today. Thank you. We'll see you again at the court. Can I say it? Constitutional Court. No, Concord is not it. Constitutional Court tomorrow. Please stay safe, and we'll see you again tomorrow.